The more I think about it, the more I'm convinced that being a YouTuber is like playing the lottery. In fact, I had a video that hit the YouTube lottery in a small way that's got me tens of thousands of views, as well as generating over $1,000 on my other channel, B Hamburtus, which is currently sitting right around 1,700 subscribers as it is right now. But like playing the lottery, what increases your odds of winning? Are there things you can do to stack the deck in your favor? Well, yes, obviously. I mean, I wouldn't be making this video if I didn't think that was the case. That's why channels can produce full-length documentary-style videos like this that go viral after the first video on their channel. But you can also have a guy talking to his phone with no cuts, go on to get millions of views and generate some decent cash with a smash hit. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the top 4 things that can increase the likelihood of this happening to one of your videos, and the most important things that you need to focus on. Now, I've only been a YouTuber for around a year, so that means that I've consumed way too many videos on YouTube growth, like a disturbing amount of videos. And coming from video production editing background myself, that gives me some good insights into the video creation world. Now, I've actually got a few key takeaways that go with this first point to really give you some value, so stick around because this first point is literally so incredibly obvious that I can't even believe that I'm just saying it. All you need to do is make as high of quality videos that you can that people actually want to watch. I mean, duh. But here are some of the most important things to get right when you're just starting out. Number 1, audio is more important than video. Many have said it, and I'll say it again. Before you drop thousands of dollars on a better camera and a lens, just buy a halfway decent mic. You could practically be shooting on a 20-year-old flip phone, and if your audio and content is good, you'll go way farther than if you had great video and poor audio. Next, don't waste people's time. If you're not a big YouTube star that people come to watch just for you, then I hate to say it, but nobody wants to see the 5-minute B-roll intro of your Cocker Spaniel. Just get right into it. But this also doesn't mean that you should just give away your key takeaways in the first 20 seconds. I feel like a lot of people say that this is just a retention hack or that people only do this on YouTube so that you can get more watch time. First off, yes, average view duration is an important thing when it comes to YouTube, but more importantly, that's just good storytelling. Nobody wants to watch the movie that tells you who the killer is 5 minutes in. And the last thing I'll say is, just like authors, the most important part of writing is rewriting. But for video production, it's editing. But not the slick transitions and animations. I'm talking about just cutting things out that are not necessary for giving information or advancing the story. Honestly, after I do a first cut of most of my videos, I then go back through and delete another 2 to 3 minutes of fluff that just doesn't need to be there. Trust me, this will make your videos 10 times better. Now, the next thing to increase your odds of YouTube liking your video and sending out to lots more people is high quality browse impressions. Basically, if you get browse impressions, that's what you want. When you're wondering why your last video got 5,000 impressions and only 11 views, if you look to where your impressions came from, you might be getting it mainly just from suggested traffic and barely any browse. That's a big problem, especially for small channels where browse is literally your channel's lifeblood. But if you can get people to do more of these 2 things, then you will most likely be getting more of the right kind of impressions. Now, the first thing you want to do is increase your average view duration. Fastest way to kill a video is to get the first handful of people that click on your video clicking off after the first 10 seconds. That's why all those things I mentioned in the first point are so important. That's also why if there's one new thing that you should focus on in your video, it's opening new curiosity loops all through your video, and then systematically opening and closing more loops as you go along. Notice how I talked about the 2 most important things to do to get more impressions on your video just a second ago? Probably part of the reason you're still watching this section is because I haven't said what the second thing is yet. You want to use these loops as sort of breadcrumbs to lead your viewer through your video. And ideally, you'll be introducing a new one of these every 40 to 60 seconds. That's kind of the length that most people's attention spans last before you need to rehook them with something new. And if you change your camera angle every now and then, that doesn't hurt either. And the second thing that you need to do is to put things in your video that make people want to say, whoa, this is such a high value video that I need to send this to the other guy I know because this is exactly up his alley. Because shares are kind of like double jeopardy in YouTube. First, they're a good signal that lets YouTube know that people liked your video enough to share it. And secondly, your video is most likely getting sent to someone else who's interested in the topic and will probably watch most of your video as well. Both of these things will definitely help improve your video's reach. Now, the third thing that you can do to increase your chances of winning on YouTube is liking or hyping this video or subscribing to this channel. Sorry. That's just a shameless plug I put in the script. But I'll bet if you get people to do that on one of your videos, it will definitely help it do better. In fact, I ran a YouTube like button experiment on that channel as well that got way more impressions than usual from people liking the video. I'm also running this experiment again on this channel to compare the results to what happens on a brand new channel. And you can check that video out right here. Just hold down the Option key when you click on it. That'll open the link in another tab, and then you can finish this one first. Remember, watch time is your friend. This leads me to my next actual point, which is based on Nate Black's content wall strategy. And this would be a similar strategy that you would use when you're launching a new YouTube channel. So when you start a new channel, you really should simultaneously post at least 3 videos. 5, honestly, is even better. This gives any viewer more content of yours to watch once they find one of your videos. This strategy is as simple as posting multiple related videos that point to each other simultaneously. Since YouTube loves promoting new videos, you get the added benefit of all the impressions from these 3 videos, all feeding recommendations, end screens, and suggestions to each other. This often generates a rather nice compounding effect. In fact, that's exactly what I did when I launched these 3 Bitcoin videos on my other channel. The one that I spent the most time on actually did the worst, sadly, which is too bad. I think it's a really fun video. But that did lead to my breakout video that's racked up 75,000 views and counting, as well as a third video which lagged for about a month and then all of a sudden got a few sudden bursts of impressions, leading them to be my 2 top performing videos on this channel. Honestly, this is probably one of the most underrated strategies for small and growing channels, because not only does it build a small web of videos that feed off of each other, but whenever a viewer watches another video or 2 from your library, even if they don't subscribe, you will probably get recommended to them down the road. And I know this because there are channels that I've watched a few videos of, and even when I didn't subscribe to their channel, I still saw another one of their videos that came out in the weeks or months leading up after it. All right, now for this last point, let me actually show you an example from my other channel. Now, a little piece of bonus advice: probably don't do what I'm doing with this channel. If you make all kinds of random videos like I'm doing, then you're probably just going to end up confusing the algorithm, and it'll probably end up just recommending your video next to all the wrong videos. This happens to quite a few of my videos, honestly. And as you can see, this video is getting consistently around 1,500 views a day. And it also got my channel almost 4,000 watch hours on its own, as well as hundreds of subscribers. But if you look into the analytics of this video, it will shed a little light on what can give you a better chance of having a video that outperforms all the other videos on your small channel. Now, this actually ties into one of Think Media's main strategies, and they teach something that's called the ASQ method, or answer specific questions. As you can see, this video is getting more than 70% of its traffic from search and not relying on browse alone to get it the impressions that it needs to go far. But I'm going to take their method and add just a little bit more to it. What you really should be doing is the ASQASP method. That's answer specific questions about specific products. It's not a mystery that with YouTube basically being the second biggest search engine in the world, that if you answer specific questions people have, it has a good chance of doing well. But you double your chances when you tie that to a specific product, because you're effectively optimizing for 2 traffic sources of search. And when you're a tiny channel, search is your best friend. And if you do all these things, then you are effectively going to multiply your odds of striking it rich on the YouTube lottery. And if you like this video, you might be interested in this one, or at least YouTube thinks you'll be interested in it. I don't know what the video is, so we'll see you over there.